Yo, what's up? We're now outside my home, and behind me here I have the Volkswagen ID4 first edition 82 kWh rear wheel drive. So this is the base model that costs 417,000 NOK. Fairly affordable car, spacious. I still have to test banana boxes. I think I'm going to do it this afternoon. The videos might come in a weird order because many people want to know about the banana box. But this test is not the banana box test. It's the Geilo test. So, let's show here. Yeah. Oh, I still need to make some more videos. Yeah, just buckle up behind myself now because then I can keep the car running. Otherwise, the car will just shut down. But I will show you here that here we have OBD dongle. It's called OBD Link LX. If you look in the video description below, you will find information about this one. I don't have any affiliate link on it yet, but many people ask me which OBD adapter do you use. Well, it's this one. I use this in the Leaf, in the Korean cars, Kona, e-Niro. I use this in the Tesla. I use it in i3, in Ioniq, in Zoe also. I never really, concept, So I use the same adapter in every car, and it works great. So, and it's considered to be one of the okay ones. The only problem is the adapter. That one only works for Android. Anyway, so this app is called EV Notify, and it works for ID3, ID4. And you see here that we have 100% in the battery. But if you scroll down here, you see that the real state of charge is actually 96%. So they're hiding 4% top buffer. So right now, are we charging or are we, wait, green means that we're, okay, I don't know, but we are plugged in and we are preheating. And you can see here that the battery is at 4 degrees Celsius. To my big surprise, I was expecting the battery to heat up to 17 degrees like I heard, but it's been cold outside, around 0 degrees last night, and you see the battery has been cooled down. And yeah, let me just show you something here. So you see, if we go here, vehicle, you see that we have, well, loading. Okay, we are 100%. All right. Is it charging? Okay, whatever. I don't know if it's charging or whatever. Whoa, look at that. We have officially overcharged das Auto. We have 100.5%. That is it. Like a ninja. I've never seen this one before. Okay, anyway, it doesn't matter too much. Because what I want to show you is that when it comes to preheating, if you switch here, you go to static, well, yeah, there. Now let me just adjust the thing here a little bit. Okay. Static air conditioning or stationary air conditioning. If you go here to departure, I did set departure. See, I have two schedules. It's 11 now. So the car has been preheating while plugged in, but it actually didn't preheat the battery. Okay, we are now entering the highway, and I'm going to show you something interesting. You see here, this one, inlet is 18 degrees Celsius, and see that the temperature in the pack is now rising fast. So I've seen this before. I heard about it, that the ID3, there was some Germans who tested the ID3, and they found out that it doesn't preheat when you're plugged in. Like you see, it's right in front of my house. But then once you start driving, you see inlet there. See, then it starts preheating the battery. So that's actually kind of clumsy way of doing it, because we want to heat up the battery while we're plugged into the grid. So now we have to spend extra battery. I mean, we have to spend extra energy from the battery to heat up the battery. And that, I don't know how powerful the battery heater is. Typically for this size battery, it's usually around 5 or 6 kilowatts. Which means that we have to burn the 5-6 kilowatt extra, which is actually quite high. You can see it here, the power output. You know, try to subtract 5-6 kilowatt from it, and you will see how much lower the consumption should be. So I think this is something that Volkswagen should fix. They might already be working on it. They know about the case, but the good thing is that Volkswagen factory, where are they from again? I don't remember where Volkswagen factory is, but they are watching my videos. Yeah. So hopefully they take note and fix this. Or I mean, they're probably like, yeah, we know about it. We know. Wow, is it 25 now? Wow. it is trying to heat up the battery quickly. But I think what I heard, it will heat it up to 17 degrees Celsius and then it stops. But that means maybe 15-20 minutes up to half an hour of battery heater action going on. So yeah, so actually it means that if you drive on a warmer day, if the battery was already at 10-15 degrees Celsius or even 20, then it will not run the battery heater, this one. Well, we've been driving for about 20 minutes and then I suddenly noticed that the inlet here dropped. I don't know exactly when, but it was around 20-minute mark. So see, now the car figures out that, okay, we have 12, 11, well this one is weird, max should be higher than minimum. There's some little bug in the app. But the developer of the app, he actually watches my video and he also watched my live stream a couple of days ago. But yeah. So now this indicates that the battery heater is off, so it only needed to heat up for 20 minutes. And now the consumption should drop. So I estimated that if we have 6 kilowatt battery heater over 20 minutes, that means 2 kilowatt hour spent. And if we spread that over 230 kilometers that we're driving, that means 7 watt per kilometer higher consumption. So, you know, if we could preheat the battery, if the preheating works, then we can save those 2 kilowatt hour, or we can have 7 watt per kilometer lower consumption. So you're gonna see. As you see now, we have a little bit of traffic. This is Easter traffic. So it will, I predict that the average speed to at least Geilo should be pretty low. Yeah, Norwegians, they drive very slow, and yeah. But that will give us nice consumption numbers, right? And also, in a way, you can say that this is actually realistic. Well, I mean, except for that, we're not doing it in winter, but it's realistic in the regard that normally when people travel to the cabin or whatever, they do it on Fridays. And then you drive slow, pretty slow, because there's just more traffic and left lane huggers and whatever. We are now at Geilo, and as expected during Easter, see, we have one Tesla waiting there. We have, I think, yeah, that's a Volvo XC40, and then we have e-tron and EQC charging. And actually, to my big surprise, there is an Eagle charging on the high power charger. And then no one is using the 50 kilowatt, which should also be working. But okay, no worries, we don't need to juice up here. So it's going to show you that about the Ruppala estimated that we will arrive with 37%. We arrive with 41.5%. Very good. And then, well, the battery temperature also, if that matters, you see battery temperature is 16 something degrees Celsius. And then stats for this leg, 198 watt per kilometer. Wow, very nice. You see 228, yeah, so the distance is spot on. Well, actually, the Volvo left, but whatever, you know, we don't need to charge here. So what we're gonna do, I already planned this ahead. We are going to Ål. Yeah, we're gonna go back to Ål, just 26 kilometers down there, down the road. And there we will have, I was in Koppla, yeah, Koppla. They recently installed some chargers. We're gonna check it out. We are now at Ål, getting ready to juice up. I'm just gonna show stats. 25 kilometers from Geilo. This is the first time I stop here, by the way. Look at that consumption. 77 watt per kilometer. Ioniq, go home. Now I'm going to show you something weird here. So this one shows you 37% state of charge. But then EV Notify shows you 38.8, almost 39. But Some systems, they just cut down the fraction and only shows it 38 on the display. I think like Tesla, was it? But okay, so anyway, let's plug it in. So the battery has been cooled down. Well, you see the battery is not very hot, 11 to 17 degrees Celsius. So let's plug it in. I'm gonna see also what the charger reports as state of charge. So I'm gonna show, it's kind of windy. Whoa, we have lots of tailwind. So this is the first time I will try this. Kopple, they own many chargers around, around here. And like in this area. And also a few chargers around Oslo, close to Oslo. So now, let's see, it was 37 and 39. It's gonna show you how simple it is. You just take Kopple. I want to get one of these because these are 150 kilowatt. The car can take 125 kilowatts, like this one. But once you plug it in, it might be some battery heater going on. So that's why I want to get the maximum speed. Yeah, and the price difference, by the way, okay, there's no, I can quickly explain to you that there's a price here and a price here, and the difference really, practically, is just like 0.15 NOK per kilowatt hour. So if you have an e-tron, get one of these, whatever that can take 150 kilowatt. Yeah. Okay, plug it in, and then you take the Kopple RFID that you have ordered beforehand, and just beep, and then you might want to hold the plug, push it upwards, because the communication pins, they are on the upper part of the CCS plug. So while it's doing the handshake, there might be communication error if you don't hold it. So just try to hold it for about 10-20 seconds, and then you hear a little bit click, 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 click. And then you can also look over here. It says starting charging. Yeah, once it starts, then there's no communication there at least. And then, 37%. Huh. You see that? 37%. So it means that that app was incorrect then. EV Notify is incorrect and the display was correct. Okay, but let's see now. What kind of power are we getting here? Oh, that's it. 63 kilowatt. Okay, I want to check inside the car also. So if the charger delivers 63 kilowatt, what is the 62.4? Okay, close enough. So it doesn't seem like there is some battery heater going on. You can see here also. If the battery, hang on, oops. If the battery heater was active, this one should be way higher. It should be over 20-25 degrees, because then we're trying to heat with the battery. So I know that under ideal conditions, we will be getting about 100 kilowatt, or at least 90 kilowatt at 40%. I think it was 100 kilowatt if I remember correctly. So this is actually a sign of cold gating. And that means that, okay, I'm gonna show you. So you see it's 8.5 degrees outside. It's spring. Normally when I do the Geilo test, I will do it in winter. It could be 0, it could be minus 10 degrees. And that means that if we would do this in winter, most likely, the battery temperature will be even lower because we've been driving slow. So let's say the battery might be at only 5 degrees Celsius. And then we will not be getting 60 kilowatt, we will be getting, I don't know, 40 kilowatts. So, all right, but we don't have too much time here. So I'm gonna go to the restroom. This is a nice location. I can show you again. I can show you the surroundings. What I like about this new location is that the highway is right down there. You see, that's the highway, the Norwegian Autobahn, yeah. And this is a new location. They haven't finalized all of it yet. And Circle K right by the highway. I like it. So yeah, wow, I just can't get over how large this car is. Oh, okay, let's charge it for a little bit. Wow, we've been here maybe 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna check the time afterwards, but I went to the restroom. I just bought this one because this one can be eaten while driving. I don't even have time for sausage now. And we're almost good to go because I checked ABRP planner. And from here to Oslo, ABRP planner claims that we need 49%. Yeah, that sounds plausible. Maybe we even spend less, but 49%, okay. I think I'm gonna go deep. So I'm gonna get about 5% margin, because this is a big battery and we can go mainly downhill, and we can always bail out before Oslo if we would run out, but most likely not. So right now we are at over 50%. That means we only need to charge, yeah, we charge at 55 and then off we go. That's crazy. But okay, of course in winter, if you have roof box, if you have more people, it will of course be a higher consumption, but still, you know, this big battery and this good range is really convenient for going to Geilo. The test here is about testing going up the mountain and see how it handles. Cold getting a little minus, but at least range is pretty good. So we're getting 60 kilowatt. Yeah, okay, all right. We are back in Oslo, charging up. So here are the stats. From Oslo to Geilo, we spent 59% of the battery and the consumption was 198 watt-hour as expected. We actually didn't charge it, so I had to do a little bit of calculation to figure out that from Geilo to Oslo we spent 51%. So that's lower, that's better. And then the consumption was only 150 watt-hour. Yeah, but that, okay, it sounds pretty low, yes. It's actually very low compared to a similar size car, let's say e-tron or, I don't know, EQC or I-Pace, but they actually have slightly less space, so it's very spacious, this car. The closest one I see in the table is e-Niro, but e-Niro is slightly smaller. The Korean cars are super efficient. But okay, keep in mind that it's spring today, so it's not winter anymore, but yeah. But I have to say that I'm really surprised of how efficient this car is. I came here with 12%. I bet the route planner, according to that one, when they calculation, I should arrive with around 5%. So this car spends less energy than the route planner, at least for today. I don't know really why it was like that. Well, I did also drive fast-ish, yeah, mostly going about 5-10% over the speed limit where I could. So yeah, I have to say, so the ID4 is okay, not like Ioniq efficient, but it's really efficient, and that's actually very nice. It gives nice benefits, because then you don't have to charge that fast. Oh yeah, I should also talk about charging. Yeah, you guys seen it? We're charging at around 60 something kilowatt over there, but then down here, because the battery is heated up and we had lower state of charge, then the battery did receive 124 kilowatts, almost 125, even though it didn't have the optimal charging speed, optimal temperature. You're supposed to have 24-25 degrees to get the optimal temperature, and even right now we are getting, yeah, like we've been charging for a while and we're still getting 124 kilowatts. So that's what I've seen also in the big battery, the 82 kilowatt hour Akku from Volkswagen, that, or the ABRP platform rather, that it has a fairly flat charging curve. And you know, well, you're thinking, well, but it's only 125 kilowatt maximum, it's slower than e-tron. Well, that is true, but remember that the ID4 and the ABRP platform cars, they are more efficient than the e-tron. E-tron is based on a fossil car, really. So so actually, practically, it means that the peak power, if you offset for the efficiency difference, the peak power on this car is equivalent to around 155 kilowatt on e-tron. And you know, we heard rumors that Volkswagen will bump up the speed to 170 kilowatt. So I think that will equal to around 200 kilowatts on the e-tron. And why do I keep mentioning e-tron? Well, because like I mentioned, the I-Pace is smaller than this car. EQC is also smaller. Polestar is also smaller. So the only car that can be compared with the EQ, so many the only car that can be compared with this one is actually e-tron as of today. And then of course we'll get the Q4 e-tron and then the Skoda Enyaq eventually. But yeah, so really impressive. But and I should also say that the comfort in the ID4 is very nice. It's not top notch, but what should I compare it with? The Korean cars, they tend to have not so nice suspension. So this one has really nice suspension that soaks up the bumps very nice. I feel like it feels a little bit like a boat sometimes if you want to drive sporty. It's not a sporty car, it's an SUV. It has high ground clearance and it wags a little bit. It's also, when it comes to acceleration, I did also try to overtake lots of cars today. And yes, the 0 to 100 time is kind of slow, roughly 9 seconds, but it seems like it feels fairly fast when you just accelerate from, let's say, 60 to 100 kilometers per hour. So that's what matters when you want to overtake. So as long as you just build up some momentum and then you can just go past them. But of course, it's not going to be as fast as Tesla. Even the all-wheel drive GTX version will still be slower than Tesla. So if that matters, yeah, go for Tesla. If it doesn't matter, go for this one, because this one is quiet, super comfy, and spacious. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later.